You are being watched, not by cameras, not by the government, but by people. Every time you step outside your door, you enter an invisible arena. A silent battlefield where no one announces the rules, but everyone follows them. Status is judged, strength is measured, weakness is noticed. Power is quietly negotiated in looks, pauses, tone, posture, and restraint. And without realizing it, most people walk into this arena completely exposed. They think openness is virtue. They think transparency makes them trustworthy. They think expressing everything makes them real. Marcus Aurelius would not call this evil. He would call it careless. The Stoics understood something modern society refuses to accept. The world is not fair, and it is not gentle. It is not designed to protect your feelings. It is designed to test your discipline. People do not judge you by what you mean. They judge you by what you show, and whatever you show repeatedly becomes your identity in their eyes. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Everything we hear is an opinion, not a fact. Everything we see is a perspective, not the truth." That includes how people see you. When you reveal everything about yourself, your emotions, your struggles, your plans, your fears, you do not become authentic. You become readable, and what can be read can be used. If people know what excites you, they can distract you. If they know what hurts you, they can control you. If they know your next move, they can block it. The Stoic mind is a fortress, but a fortress with open gates is not moral. It is foolish. Today, we close the gates. This is not about becoming cold. This is not about becoming manipulative. This is about becoming sovereign. By the end of this, you will understand why silence is strength, why restraint creates authority, and why the calmest person in the room always holds the real power. But first, you must admit something uncomfortable. Your desire to be seen is exactly what is making you weak. The ancient Stoics and the great Roman leaders agreed on one thing. The first empire you must rule is your own mind. A man who cannot control his words, emotions, and impulses will never control respect. He will never control outcomes. He will always be reacting instead of deciding. Marcus Aurelius ruled the most powerful empire on earth, yet his private writings were not about domination of others. They were about discipline of the self. He knew that exposure without control is not honesty. It is leakage. Most people do not lose power because they are bad. They lose power because they leak. They leak emotions. They leak intentions. They leak frustrations. They leak insecurity. They complain publicly. They explain themselves constantly. They announce plans they have not earned. They seek validation without realizing it, and every leak becomes a handle the world can grab. Today, we stop the leaking. We are going to cover 9 behaviors that quietly destroy your authority in public. Some of these you do every day. Some of these you think are positive traits. They are not. They are signals of submission in a competitive world. This is not about becoming a sociopath. Stoicism is not cruelty. It is clarity. It is the difference between being ruled by emotion and ruling yourself. It is the difference between a sovereign and a performer. One commands attention by restraint, the other begs for attention by exposure. But be warned, when you stop doing these things, people will change. Some will feel uncomfortable, some will feel threatened. Some will try to provoke you back into your old, predictable self. They liked the old version of you because it was easy to read, easy to manage, easy to manipulate. Hold your ground. If you are not ready for the quiet that comes with inner authority, stop here. Power is lonely before it is respected. But if you are ready to reclaim your privacy, your discipline, and your presence, then we begin with the first rule. Never reveal your next move. The greatest addiction of the modern world is not a substance. It is validation. The fastest way to get it is to announce your intentions before you have earned the result. People say, I'm starting a business. I'm going to change my life. I'm finally getting disciplined. They say it because it feels like progress. The brain releases satisfaction as if the work were already done. But nothing has been built. Nothing has changed. Only words have been spent. Marcus Aurelius warned against this illusion. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you speak your goals too early, you weaken them. You trade momentum for applause. Worse, you give others information they did not earn. Some people will doubt you, some will discourage you, some will quietly prepare to compete with you. Silence protects energy. Silence protects direction. The strongest moves are the ones no one sees coming. The most intimidating transformation is the one that happens without announcements. No promises, no hints, just results. Disappear quietly. Work relentlessly. Return changed. When you broadcast your plans, you are unconsciously asking for permission. You are waiting for the group to approve your ambition. A disciplined person does not ask. He decides. A predator does not announce the hunt. Action speaks when the outcome is complete. If you want to be taken seriously, speak less about the future and let the present show effort. Let people speculate. Let them guess. Their imagination will always exaggerate your power more than your words ever could. Mystery is not deception. It is protection. And protection is the foundation of power. Complaining feels natural, it feels honest, it feels like relief. But in the arena of human judgment, complaining is not seen as honesty. It is seen as helplessness. The moment you complain, you tell the world that something is controlling you, and you are unable to handle it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your judgment about it." When you complain aloud, you are announcing that your judgment has collapsed. You are declaring yourself a victim of circumstances. People may listen, they may nod, they may even offer sympathy. But internally something shifts. Respect drains quietly. Strength attracts people. Misery repels them. Not because they are cruel, but because weakness reminds them of their own fears. Leaders do not complain. They adapt or they endure. There is no third option. This does not mean you bury emotions until they poison you. Stoicism does not demand emotional death. It demands emotional discipline. You choose where and with whom you release pressure. A trusted mentor, private reflection, solitude, never the public stage. In public, you carry yourself with composure. Even when things are falling apart internally, your external posture remains steady. This is not pretending. This is containment. And containment is power. When someone asks, "How are things going?" say less. Say, "I'm handling it," or "I'm moving forward." Those few words communicate stability without exposure. Suffer if you must, but suffer with dignity. Never lose your temper. Anger feels powerful, but it is one of the clearest signs of inner weakness. If another person can hijack your emotions, then they control you. A man who loses his temper in public is not intimidating, he is predictable. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is not to be like your enemy." When you explode, you reveal your triggers. You show the world exactly which buttons to press to destabilize you. Silence is far more threatening than shouting. A person who stays calm when provoked creates psychological pressure. Others expect a reaction. When it does not come, they become uncomfortable. They start doubting themselves. When anger rises, pause. Do not speak. Do not act. Let the moment pass through you without expression. This pause is not weakness. It is command. The person who controls their nervous system controls the interaction. The person who cannot will always be at the mercy of those who can. Never apologize when it is not necessary. We live in an age of constant apology. People apologize for speaking, for disagreeing, for existing. This behavior appears polite, but it signals low status. An apology is an admission of fault. When you apologize without reason, you are telling the world you believe you are wrong for simply taking space. Marcus Aurelius believed in responsibility, not self-erasure. Apologies should be rare, precise, and sincere. They are for real mistakes, not for normal human presence. Replace unnecessary apologies with grounded statements. Instead of, "Sorry I'm late," say, "Thank you for waiting." Instead of, "Sorry to disagree," say, "I see it differently." The words change, but more importantly, the posture changes. You move from submission to clarity. People respect those who stand where they are without guilt. Never reveal your financial situation. Money exposes vulnerability faster than almost anything else. If people believe you are struggling, they treat you with pity or avoidance. If they believe you are wealthy, envy begins to grow. And envy is dangerous. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire, yet lived simply. He understood that true power does not need display. Display invites comparison, and comparison breeds resentment. If you show lack, people distance themselves. If you show abundance, people begin to plot. The safest position is financial ambiguity. Appear stable, appear orderly, appear intentional. Do not broadcast desperation, and do not advertise success. Let people assume you are doing well, but never know how well. Your finances are private for a reason. They are not a story. They are a tool. Never gossip or speak badly about others. Gossip feels like bonding, but it is actually reputation suicide. When you speak badly about someone who is not present, the listener does not trust you. They assume you will speak badly about them too. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "How much time he saves who does not look to see what his neighbor says or does." Stoic focus is inward, not outward. Gossip also leaks information. Information is power. When you give it away casually, you weaken yourself. A disciplined person listens more than they speak. They collect information without contributing to noise. Become a vault. Let people talk. Let them reveal themselves. Say little. This creates unease. People sense that you know more than you say, and that uncertainty gives you leverage. Never attack enemies with words. Words reveal obsession. Action, done quietly, ends the matter. Never explain your philosophy. There is a temptation, especially when you are improving yourself, to announce your beliefs, to explain your discipline, to defend your moral code. This is a mistake. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one." When you explain your values, you invite scrutiny. People wait for you to fail so they can call you a hypocrite. By announcing your standards, you give others a measuring stick to beat you with. You also trap yourself into rigidity. Life requires flexibility. Public declarations remove it. Live your philosophy silently. Let your behavior create curiosity. When people ask why you are calm, why you are consistent, why you are disciplined, then and only then offer a brief answer. Your life is the argument. Your words are unnecessary. Never seek approval or validation. This is the root of nearly all weakness. The desire to be told you are doing well. The hunger for praise. The need for agreement. Marcus Aurelius did not rule by applause, he ruled by judgment. He listened, but he decided alone. The person seeking approval is always lower in the hierarchy than the one granting it. When you fish for compliments, change opinions to fit the group, or watch faces for reactions, you hand over control of your self-worth. When you stop trying to impress people, something strange happens. They start watching you. They start adjusting to you. Validation flows upward, not downward. Measure yourself privately. Did you act with discipline? Did you follow your principles? Did you control your reactions? Praise and criticism are the same tool used differently. Both attempt to move you. Become immune to both. Never reveal your vulnerability or your shadow. Modern culture praises public vulnerability. It calls it courage. Stoicism calls it unguarded exposure. There is a place for vulnerability, but it is not public. It is with those who have earned access to your inner world. The arena is not a place for open wounds. Marcus Aurelius believed inner work is done in private. Reflection, healing, and correction happen away from the crowd. When you expose trauma, fear, and insecurity publicly, you provide others with a blueprint to control or hurt you. People do not respond to vulnerability with fairness. They respond with hierarchy. When blood is in the water, predators do not feel empathy. They feel opportunity. Heal privately. Integrate your weaknesses in silence. When you step into public view, you wear composure, not confession. Scars can teach. Open wounds invite attack. If you stop doing these things, something will change. The noise around you will decrease. You will speak less, explain less, react less. People will notice. They will ask if something is wrong. They will try to pull you back into your old patterns. Do not give in. The old version of you was easy to read, easy to manage, easy to influence. The new version is not. In that quiet, something powerful begins to form. Presence, gravity, authority. You begin to see more because you are no longer performing. You observe instead of reacting. You notice how others seek approval, how they leak emotion, how they give themselves away. And once you see the game clearly, you can no longer be played by it. Marcus Aurelius did not teach restraint to make people cold. He taught it to make them free. Free from impulse, free from manipulation, free from noise. But this leads to a final and dangerous truth. When you seal the gates to the outside world, you are left alone with your own mind. And for most people, that is the hardest battle of all. When you remove these 9 behaviors from your life, a strange silence appears. Not the peaceful kind at first, but an uncomfortable one. You speak less, you explain less, you react less. And because of that, the world starts to push back. People will ask what is wrong with you. They will say you have changed. They will try to provoke you. They do this because the old version of you was predictable. The old version reacted on cue. The old version gave away emotions, intentions, and explanations freely. That version was easy to read and easy to influence. Do not go back. Hold the line. In that silence, you are not becoming empty. You are becoming dense. Gravity forms around you. The less you leak, the more weight your presence carries. People begin to adjust their behavior around you because they cannot read you anymore. You are no longer broadcasting your thoughts. You are observing. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." When you stop reacting to everything around you, you reclaim this power. You are no longer pulled by praise or pushed by criticism. You move by judgment, not impulse. This is when clarity begins. You start seeing the strings on people. You notice how desperately they seek approval, how quickly they reveal their insecurity, how often they perform instead of act. When you are no longer part of the noise, the patterns become obvious, and once you see the game, it loses its power over you. But this is where the real battle begins. When the external noise fades, the internal noise gets louder. Most people stay distracted their entire lives to avoid this moment. They fill their days with stimulation, validation, conflict, and drama because silence forces confrontation with the self. Marcus Aurelius spent nights alone writing to himself, not for praise, not for publication, but for discipline. He understood that ruling others is easy compared to ruling the mind. When you are alone with your thoughts, there is no audience, no applause, no excuses. There is only you and your character. This is where sovereignty is forged. You will hear doubt. You will hear fear. You will hear old stories about who you are and what you deserve. Do not argue with these voices. Observe them. Thoughts are not commands. Emotions are not orders. They rise, they fall, they pass if you let them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Guard them. Do not allow chaos to live rent-free in your mind. Create order internally, and the external world loses its power to disturb you. This does not mean withdrawal from life. It means engagement without attachment. You act fully, but you are not enslaved by outcomes. You do your work, but your identity is not tied to applause. You face hardship, but you do not collapse under it. This is what it means to wear armor without hatred. You do not become cruel. You become precise. You do not become cold. You become steady. You do not disappear. You become hard to disturb. As your internal discipline strengthens, people will feel it. They may not be able to explain it, but they will sense your presence. Conversations slow down around you. Words become more careful. Tests become fewer. Not because you demand respect, but because your self-command creates it naturally. This is the paradox of power. The less you seek it, the more it appears. Marcus Aurelius ruled without theatrics, without shouting, without begging loyalty. His authority came from consistency, restraint, and inner alignment. He did not need to perform strength. He embodied it. And now comes the final realization. A fortress is useless if the king inside is chaotic. You can hide your plans, you can guard your emotions, you can master silence. But if your mind is undisciplined, you will still sabotage yourself in private. You will still drift. You will still react internally, even if you appear calm externally. This is why Stoicism begins and ends with self-rule. Set a code. Simple, clear, personal. Follow it even when no one is watching. Especially when no one is watching. Do not measure yourself by comfort. Measure yourself by alignment. Ask yourself each day, did I act according to reason? Did I control what was mine to control? Did I waste energy on things beneath me? When you live this way, fear shrinks. Desire loses its grip. External chaos becomes background noise. You stop needing permission. You stop needing approval. You stop needing to explain yourself. You move through the world composed, contained, and deliberate. Not loud, not flashy, but undeniable. This is not about dominating others. It is about mastering yourself so completely that no one else can dominate you. The world will remain noisy. People will continue to perform, complain, expose, and beg for attention. Let them. Be the one who stands still, be the one who watches, be the one who keeps their mind guarded and their actions intentional. Because true power does not announce itself. It does not explain. It does not ask. It simply acts. And when it does, the world adjusts. No shouting. No hype. Just clarity. If this gave you clarity, like the video. Subscribe if you are done explaining yourself to the world. Share it with someone who is ready to stop leaking and start leading. Stay silent. Stay sharp. Stay sovereign.